Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakodash, and double honors to my elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and sincere blessings to the hopeful elect and the 1/3 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to all the brothers out there presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. And shalom to the very few women out there who submitted themselves to their husbands but are still learning in silence. And this is going to be a breakdown to my best ability, a breakdown on Isaiah 10. All right, and Isaiah 10 is a very, very interesting story. Okay? Because it actually reminds me, it really reminds me of America, Babylon, you know? And it reminds me of what's going to happen to this place, you know? So it's kind of similar, you know. It kind of makes you a lot of it makes you think of America, especially Isaiah 10, and I'm gonna start at 1. Okay, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And when you really think about that, that sounds exactly like America, you know? Because America deprives the poor of justice and denies the rights of the needy among our people, which are the so-called Native Americans, so-called Negroes, and so-called Latinos. Okay? And Isaiah 10 is basically about Assyria being used as a whipping stick for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Assyria is located in northern Iraq. Okay? And southeastern Turkey. It became the center of one of the greatest empires of the ancient Middle East. Okay? Now the Lord used Assyria in hopes that his people, which are the Israelites, that we would see and return back to the Lord when we saw the destruction and the wrath that came upon Assyria. All right? And the king of Assyria, whose name is King Sennacherib, okay? King Sennacherib, he was a very prideful king. He was a very prideful king. And he was not a righteous king. And that's why the Lord was bringing judgment against Assyria. Okay? But the king, although he was haughty and proud, he didn't understand. He didn't know that he was being used by the Lord. He thought that he was in control of everything. And that's why it says in Isaiah 10:7, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. I'm going to read that in the NLT. But the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way. His plan is simply to destroy, to cut down nation after nation. You see? So he didn't even understand that he was being used by the Lord. Okay? He didn't understand that. And in doing so, the Lord was hoping that his people would return back to him, but our people still did not, our people still didn't turn back to our power, you know. But after the Lord used Sennacherib, okay, after the Lord finished using King Sennacherib, he actually punished him for being so proud and arrogant. Okay? And that's where Isaiah 10:12 comes in. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord has performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria, which is King Sennacherib, and the glory of his high looks. I'm going to read that in the NLT. After the Lord has used the king of Assyria to accomplish his purposes on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, he will turn against the king of Assyria and punish him, for he is proud and arrogant. And I just can't help to think about America when I read this story, because, you know, America has a very proud look. And America is very prideful. And all the kings of Babylon are prideful. And the Lord has used America and these other nations as a whipping stick against us, the Israelites, which are the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos. Okay? And that's why we've been in captivity. We were given over to them in captivity, and we've been in captivity ever since. But now, the Lord is about to punish America. Babylon's about to get punished. You know? The kings of Babylon will be punished for being proud and arrogant. Okay? And I'm going to read verse 13. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. And I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. Okay? Verse 14. And my hand has found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth. And there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. Okay? Now, that sounds like Esau Edom. in Babylon. You know, that's basically what Esau Edom is saying. You know, because Esau has robbed the whole earth. You know, stolen the treasures of the earth. Okay? Esau thinks he's very prudent, you know? And Esau thinks he's got all this wisdom, but what Esau doesn't understand is his power, everything that he does, and his power and his blessing, which is the sword, which is his military, was given to him by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay? But just as and the Lord hates a haughty kingdom and a haughty ruler. Okay? I'm going to read verse 14 in the NLT. I have robbed their nest of riches and gathered up the kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. No one can even flap a wing against me or utter a peep of protest. You see? And that's pride right there. You know, that's pride talk. You know, sounds just like Esau Edom. You know? So the Lord destroyed them with fire. Okay? The Lord destroyed them with fire. And verse 16, therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. Okay? And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day. I'm going to read verse 16 in the NLT. Therefore the Lord of heaven's armies will send a plague among Assyria's proud troops, and a flaming fire will consume its glory. The Lord, the light of Israel, will be a fire. The Holy One will be a flame. He will devour the thorns and briars with fire, burning up the enemy in a single night. Okay? So those fires, that fire is going to be from the chariot. And, you know, that's how the Lord destroyed Assyria. You know? King Sennacherib, he went against the Lord. He went against the Lord, and King Sennacherib, he went against the Lord. You know? He went against the Lord. In 2 Kings, the 19th chapter. You know? And that's basically kind of like Esau Edom. You know, he went against the Lord. He went against the Lord, and he went against the Lord's people. You know? And that's why the Lord's going to bring heavy judgment on this place, just like he did Assyria. You know? He's going to bring heavy judgment on this place. You know? And because of that, this story is just, it's so similar to America when you read it. Like, all I kept thinking about was America as I was reading this story, Isaiah 10, and I just couldn't help but think of America and Esau Edom, and these other nations and how they feel against the Lord, and how they feel so prideful and powerful, and you know, so this is all, and even after all of this happened in Assyria, the Lord still had a remnant. The Lord still had a remnant. The Lord still had a remnant of his people left over. Okay? He still had a remnant that was going to return. It's Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, as such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote him, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Okay? So that means, yeah, a remnant's going to return, but a lot of our people are going to be put to death. And that's kind of like what's about to happen now. What's about to happen in the future with this place. 2/3 of our people are going to be put to death. I'm going to read that again in the NLT. A remnant will return. Yes, the remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God, Yahweh. But though the people of Israel are as numerous as the sand of the seashore, only a remnant of them will return. And this is the point right here. The Lord has rightly decided to destroy his people. Yes, the Lord of heaven's armies, has already decided to destroy the entire land. So, just like what happened in Assyria, is what's going to happen here in Babylon. And even here in Babylon, when it happens, a remnant will come back, will return to build. So Assyria was used as a whipping stick, as a tool by the Lord. Assyria didn't have any power. It was all set up through the Lord. Basically, Assyria was in a trick bag, just like America is in a trick bag, being used by the Lord. And it's all really designed to get our people, the biblical Israelites, which are the Native Americans, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, to return to our true power, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Turn back to our true heritage and our true roots. And the Lord already knows that the majority of our people aren't going to hearken to this truth and aren't going to return. So that's why 2/3 of them are going to be destroyed. But that's just a quick breakdown on Isaiah 10, and hopefully this was edifying to someone out there listening. And with that, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rekakodash, and double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.